All right, let's dive right into this explainer and, honestly, completely reframe how we think about AI-generated answers. We are shifting away from traditional search tactics and stepping right into the new reality of answer engine optimization, or AEO. Today, we're tackling something absolutely critical: AEO governance. Specifically, how to protect your brand's reputation when AI engines are the ones summarizing your content. Now, I want to highlight a massive paradigm shift here. For years, governance has really gotten a bad rap. It's viewed as a roadblock, right? Just bureaucracy that legal uses to slam the brakes on marketing. But in the AEO era, safety and boundaries are actually your biggest growth levers. The safest brands literally become the most citable ones. So the goal here isn't to hide from AI, it's to become the most reference-worthy, risk-free source in your entire space. And to get us there, we are going to walk through a highly structured playbook today. We'll be hitting 6 key areas: the AI blast radius, the 5 hidden risks, the safe answer pattern, tiered content governance, truth maintenance, and, finally, how to actually score your AEO risk.
Okay, Section 1. Let's start with the core problem we're facing today, which is the AI blast radius.
Here's the thing. AEO drastically expands the blast radius of every single claim your brand makes online. Because AI synthesizes information infinitely faster than a human clicks through search results, one tiny mistake or one outdated fact is instantly amplified on a global scale. Think about it. A bad page used to safely collect dust on page 4 of search results where nobody saw it. Today, that exact same bad page can be scooped up and instantly become the summarized representation of your entire brand across millions of answers.
So, to truly wrap our heads around this blast radius, we need to break down the actual mechanics of the damage. Let's move to Section 2, the 5 hidden risks. The reality is the risk goes far beyond just getting facts wrong. Yes, accuracy, like having stale numbers out there, is a huge problem for sure. But context? That is a really sneaky trap. It's when your highly specific, niche advice is stripped of all its nuance and presented by an AI as a universal truth. And then add in brand risks, where your marketing superlatives suddenly become overpromises, legal risks where strict compliance is totally ignored, and security risks that expose sensitive data. We really have to manage all 5 of these deliberately.
So, the big question is, how do we fix this? Well, that brings us to our core framework in Section 3, the safe answer pattern.
To scale your content safely today, you need to rely on this exact 3-step sequence. It always starts with the claim, that's your helpful statement or piece of advice, but then immediately you follow it with a boundary. You explicitly state where exceptions apply or when the facts change. And finally, the next step, telling the user exactly what to do or who to consult now. Now, you might assume adding boundaries makes your marketing sound weaker, but paradoxically, explicit boundaries make your content much safer and far more attractive for an AI to cite because it practically eliminates the AI's hallucination risk.
Think about your most popular landing page right now. If it's just loaded with unbounded marketing superlatives, words like always or guaranteed or the absolute best option is, those are massive liabilities at AI scale. You need to transition those risky phrases into bounded, safe phrases. Change always to usually. Tone down guaranteed to a good rule of thumb. It's a subtle language shift, but it instantly protects your brand when that text is grabbed and summarized.
Now, I know what you might be thinking, but safety absolutely does not mean slow bureaucracy. Let's look at how to build this out in Section 4, tiered content governance.
If you apply one slow, super rigorous approval process to every single piece of content you produce, your AEO program is going to instantly lose to faster competitors. You absolutely must tier your approvals by risk level. So low-risk content, like general definitions, that just needs an editor and a quick SEO checklist. Medium-risk stuff, like specific recommendations, needs a subject matter expert to review it. It's only that high-risk content, like regulated claims, that actually needs the dreaded full legal review. Governance only actually works when it perfectly matches the risk level.
But publishing safe content is really only half the battle. You can't just set it and forget it anymore. That brings us to Section 5, truth maintenance and hygiene.
The reality here is pretty terrifying. A single bad number left uncorrected on your site quickly becomes 1,000 cited misstatements across the entire web. You need ruthless truth maintenance, and this means creating a single source of truth document to power multiple pages and assigning specific individuals, not just vague teams, to actually own those topic clusters. And above all else, you need a lightning-fast correction pathway to propagate fixes across all your related pages instantly.
And as part of maintaining the truth, we really have to draw a hard line on AI-assisted content creation.
AI is fantastic, right? It's great for drafting, outlining, and rewriting for clarity. But humans must unequivocally own the final factual accuracy. Humans have to own the boundary setting, the final claims, and the compliance checks. Letting AI drafts go live without a human truth review is basically just begging for massive brand liability.
Another massive vulnerability we have to talk about is answer page hygiene. One of the sneakiest risks in AEO is an AI engine digging up some forgotten, totally outdated 2019 promo page to represent your brand instead of your shiny new homepage. You have to aggressively manage your digital real estate, consolidate your duplicates, no-index the junk pages, and heavily strengthen your flagship URLs. You need to know your top 25 pages to promote and ruthlessly delete your weakest 25.
Oh, and a quick side note here on special risk zones, specifically interactive content. If you have calculators or selector tools on your site, you've got to remember this golden rule. If a tool's output can be screenshotted and shared, it must be defensible all on its own, completely without the surrounding web page context. Your tools have to explain their explicit assumptions right there in the output.
Finally, we need a tangible way to measure if our content is actually safe to scale. Let's look at Section 6, Scoring Your AEO Risk.
You can actually objectively audit your priority content clusters using a 100-point AOI risk score. We break this down into 4 specific parameters, each worth 25 points. First up, accuracy controls. Are the numbers verified? Second, boundary clarity. Are those best when and changes when exceptions completely explicit? Third, compliance fit. Do you have the proper disclaimers in place? And fourth, page hygiene. Have you removed duplicates and fixed your canonicals?
Once you audit your pages, here is your benchmark. A score of 70? That's just acceptable. Getting to 85 means your content is safe to scale, but your ultimate goal is 90 plus. That means your content is reference grade and highly defensible. So your action step for today is to apply this scoring framework to your top 20 pages. Go in there, verify your facts, bound your language, and clean up your hygiene until you hit that 90 plus target.
I want to leave you with this provocative thought as you go back and review your content library. If an AI screenshotted your brand's top page today, completely stripped away the beautiful design and showed only the text, could it defend itself? Really look closely at your claims and your boundaries, because in the answer engine optimization era, the loudest voice doesn't win anymore. The clearest, safest, and most bounded brand wins. It's time to start scoring and take control of your AEO governance.